We are more than just who we say we are. Anybody ever seen bad tattoos? You ever go on Google, you see that one that's like no regrets, but regrets is spelt regrets? No regrets. And it's like, I don't know if that was wordplay or just a bad tattoo. I actually have a friend who got one that said, it says on his arm, it says, don't trade your passion for glory. And when I saw it, I'm like, I love Eye of the Tiger. He's like, yeah, I didn't know that was a verse in that song when I put it on my arm. But I just thought he was hopped up on the Rocky movies. So my dad, he never wanted us to get tattoos, ever, which is really funny because when he passed away, my mom, to commemorate him, got a tattoo on her shoulder of his handwriting, which I thought was just awesome. But when I was younger, I was like, oh man, I want to get a tattoo. And I was raised in the church, and I was trying to make something that had meaning in my life. And so I came up with this idea that it was going to say, man is his word. And meaning, like it had this duality of meaning one, like the man I want to be is honest and truthful with integrity, so my word holds, but also that it would be a man is his word, meaning like the standard I want to live up to is the biblical word of Jesus. Now here's what's really funny about that. I went to Ottawa with a friend, Orleans, and we ate great shawarma and hung out, and this was before I really actually knew Jesus, and he changed my life, so I'm going to be authentic with you here for a second. And we went out partying the night before, and then I had a tattoo set up for the next day. It was actually in an old church, and the guy who was doing the tattoos, the artist, he called himself Pastor Dave. Looking back, he wasn't a pastor at all. I think he was with an MC out there. It just was a really unsavory environment. And I walked in, and this guy before me was getting a tattoo of this big rosary up his arm. And he's like, hey, I remember you. And I said, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, I kicked you out of the bar last night. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, no, you weren't rude or anything. He's like, you were just way too out of hand. He's like, so you had to leave. So he was a bouncer at the bar that I was at the night before. And so here I am in this old church with Pastor Dave tattooing something on my arm that's supposed to encourage me to be a man that God is calling me to be when I'm living absolutely the opposite, nothing like it at all. And it's interesting to me how our words can carry weight. It's like, here I am saying I want to be something, but living the complete opposite. Maybe that's something you've experienced, where you find yourself in like trying to live out what God would have for you in your life, but actually speaking things that don't line up with who he says you are.